Faultline by Mia Michele. As much as he loved a good blowjob, what Giovanni wanted was a good fuck, and he didn't fuck his staff. He hadn't expected to need a new ragazzetta so soon. This one had beaten his previous record of 2 days by safe-wording after only a few hours. He had managed to endure yet another family lunch, where his mother asked if he would like for her to set him up with the daughter of her rosary partner, and his sister lamented the fact that, with his asshole personality, even the Blessed Mother would need a novena to put up with him. One of the women he kept on staff would have to suffice. He walked by the bar on the way to his office, and her voice stuck out from the others. It was an unsure quiver that made her sound younger than she looked. Gio had never fallen prey to the bullshit love-at-first-sight nonsense his sister swore by, and that was responsible for his own life. But, in that instance, it felt like someone had punched him in the stomach. She wasn't even his type. She wasn't blonde, was maybe 5.5 feet tall with heels, and looked as though she'd stumbled in after teaching at a local school. She had brown hair that didn't want to stay in the loose chignon that was pinned too low, and she pushed the falling strands behind her ear nervously. When she leaned over the bar to yell above the noise to the bartender, her short skirt inched up her thigh. "I've got an appointment with Freddie at 6. I'm interviewing for a job." The innocence in her voice made him hard, and he wanted to get his hands on that mouth. Her lips were full. She bit the bottom one as though afraid to speak. She wouldn't last a minute in the nightclub, and Giovanni moved through the crowd between them to stand next to her. When the bartender saw his boss, he immediately grabbed a bottle from behind the bar and poured a double of bourbon. "I can save you some time, Bambina." The diminutive came out of nowhere. She wasn't one of his ragazzine. She wasn't anything to him. She was closer to his sister than she was to one of the women he fucked with to satisfy his needs for aggression and power. This isn't the place for you. The woman looked at him with widening eyes. Giovanni knew he was good-looking. As she looked him up and down, he watched the fear pass for a shot of attraction, before annoyance and perhaps a dose of common sense replaced both. She shifted her weight as he brushed against her arm to take his drink. The voice that had been soft now had an edge. "It seems like the men around here all have hearing problems. I said I'm meeting Freddie at 6. Unless you're Freddie, and it's 6 o'clock, why don't you run along and play messenger?" His erection strained against his pants, and Giovanni had to slip his free hand into his pocket to discreetly adjust himself. He didn't just want to fuck her mouth. He wanted to own it. He wanted to own her. The thought made him bite his own cheek to squelch it. This woman was not the one for him. He would have her running in a day, assuming he could rein himself in that long. But it was worse, he realized while watching her. Giovanni wasn't the man for her. The bomb that exploded and caused his heart to race, that made him doubt what to say next, this wasn't him. He was always in control, always out thinking, always out playing. He was the house, and the game played was always his. Teaching her the rules would level the playing field, and, as with business, women were merely a game to win. "Oh, Bambina, this is definitely not the place for you. That mouth of yours would be broken before you even had a chance to take the floor. Paolo, darle il rivere e mandar la via." Her breath caught when he leaned against her, and he imagined what she tasted like as he inhaled her deeply. Ciao, Bella. You can read a full excerpt of Chapter 1 at www.miamichele.com. You can also pick up your copy of Faultline for 40% off through release weekend.